Blink, and it's over. 30,000 days, that's all you get, and the meter's already screaming. You're 30? Say goodbye to 11,000, snatched away while you were scrolling X or chasing someday like it's a free pass. At 40, half your stash is smoke. At 60, you're scraping the barrel. This isn't a gentle nudge, it's a siren blaring. Life's short, and you're bleeding it dry without a clue. Why does it feel endless till it's not? Science has the dirty secret. Kids crawl through time, every day a new universe, while you're stuck in rerun hell. Same commute, same screen, years melting into a blurry, where'd it go? Here's the twist. You can't claw back the hours, but you can hijack what's left. This isn't some fluff about cramming more into your calendar. Nah, that's for suckers who think busy equals alive. We're diving into 14 moves, sharp, weird, Stoic soaked, to flip your days from autopilot to wide awake. Why 14? So you can sift through, snag what hits, and ditch the rest. Your call, your game. Wondering how to outsmart the clock without losing your mind? Stick with me. Hit that like if you hear the tick-tock loud and clear, share this with someone who's sleepwalking through their countdown, and subscribe to Victory Stoic, because time doesn't wait, but we don't bow to it either. Comment, clock's on. Or, gutsy move, count your days left and drop the number. Ready to crack this open? Let's turn your minutes into something that sticks. Number 1, count your days to wake up. Here's your first jolt of reality. Count your days to snap out of the days. You get 30,000 days on average. Sounds generous until you realize the meter's been running since day 1. At 20, you've chewed through 7,300. At 40, it's 14,600. Half your stash, poof, gone. Grab a pen, do the math. Birth year to now, subtract from 30,000, and stare at what's left. That number isn't just digits, it's a cold splash to the face, a death knell to Sunday fantasies. We're all guilty of it, kicking dreams down the road like it's an endless highway, muttering, "I'll get to it," while the clock snickers. But when you see 15,000 days left, or 5,000 if you're past 60, that vague one day stops being a lullaby and starts feeling like a lie. Take Sarah, 35, coasting through a job she hates. "I'll quit someday," she'd say, sipping stale office coffee, dreaming of a bakery she'd never start. One rainy night, she scribbles it out. 12,775 days gone, 17s and 225 left if she's lucky. Suddenly, someday isn't cute, it's a thief. She's not storming out tomorrow, but that number's now pinned above her desk, a quiet nag. What are you waiting for? Or think of Grandpa Joe, 70, who tallied his 25,550 used days and laughed, then ditched his recliner to build model trains with his grandson. Counting didn't depress him, it lit a match. Science nods here. The time scarcity effect says we act when we feel the squeeze. Why do you think deadlines work? The Stoics get it too. Marcus Aurelius mused, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do." Writing your days left isn't morbid, it's a wake-up call, a shove to ditch the snooze button on your own damn life. So grab that pen, crunch the number, stick it where you'll see it. It's not about panic, it's about clarity. You've got less time than you think. Warrior, stop dreaming and start doing. Number 2, break the time loop. Ready for a mind bender? Break the time loop. Or watch your years vanish faster than a Netflix binge. Science has a name for this trick, the time unit paradox. Kids feel like a summer lasts forever because every puddle splash, every new bug is a blockbuster premiere in their tiny heads. Time crawls when life's a kaleidoscope. But you're stuck in a Groundhog Day rerun. Same commute, same sandwich, same scroll through X's. Endless whining. Your brain yawns, been there, done that, and fast forwards the tape. Suddenly a decade's gone, and you're wondering why it felt like a long weekend. The fix? Shake the snow globe. New roads, new skills, new faces. It's not about jetting off to Bali, though sure if you've got the cash, it's about cracking the autopilot. Take Mike, 42, a desk drone who'd driven the same gray highway to work for 15 years. Time was a blur. Each year a Xerox of the last. One day he ditches the GPS, takes a winding back road, cows, a rickety bridge, a diner with pie that doesn't suck. It's 20 minutes longer, but that week feels like a month. His brain's awake, logging fresh frames instead of hitting skip. Or meet Mary, 29, who'd never cooked beyond instant noodles. Life was a flatline of takeout and TV. She signs up for a pottery class on a whim, hands muddy, first bowl a lumpy disaster, but every Thursday night stretches like a holiday. She's not Picasso, but time slows. Those hours don't melt into the void. Science backs this. Neuroplasticity says novel experiences wire your brain to savor the clock, not sprint past it. Studies show adults who try new stuff report longer days. The Stoics chime in too. Epictetus said, "You are not given a short life, but you make it short. Routine's the thief, novelty's the heist." So tomorrow, ditch the usual. Walk a street you've never seen, strum a guitar you can't play, chat up the barista instead of nodding like a zombie. It's not about masterpieces, it's about waking the hell up. Life's short because you let it blur. Smash the loop, and you'll stretch what's left into something that sticks. Number 3. Run the deathbed test. Here's a gut check that'll sort your life faster than a spring clean. Run the deathbed test. Imagine you're 90, wrinkled as a raisin, staring at the ceiling, clock's down to its last ticks. What'll haunt you? A stuffed inbox with 3,000 unread emails about urgent TPS reports, or the hugs you skipped because you didn't have time. This isn't fluffy self-help, it's a brutal filter to slash through the noise. Life's short, and most of what you're sweating over won't even rate a footnote when the end credits roll. So flip the script. Ask yourself now, while you've still got legs to move and air to breathe, what'll you wish you'd done? Take Priya, 38, a corporate climber who lived for the grind. 12-hour days, Slack pings at midnight, bragging about hustle like it's a Nobel Prize. Her dad calls Sunday, "Come over, we miss you." But she's swamped. 3 years later, he's gone, and she's clutching a promotion plaque that feels like a paperweight. Deathbed test? She'd trade every bonus for one more barbecue with him. Emails don't hug back. Or look at Tom, 25, a gamer who'd rather raid virtual dungeons than raid his own life. He skips his sister's birthday. Next time, I swear. But next time turns into a funeral invite he didn't see coming. At 90, he won't curse lag spikes. He'll curse the controller he gripped while she slipped away. Science nods. Studies on regret, like Bronnie Ware's Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, scream it. People mourn lost connections, not lost deadlines. The Stoics double down. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly." That's the test. Fast forward to your last gasp. Look back. What's worth a damn? Not the X likes, not the overtime check. It's the faces, the laughs, the messy, real stuff. So grab a coffee, sit quiet, and run it. What'll 90-year-old you beg to redo? Skip the meeting, call your mom, hug your kid, because when the curtain drops, you won't wish you'd scrolled more. Life's a blink. Don't waste it on ghosts that won't show up to your finale. Number 4, filter with an avoid list. Let's cut the crap. Being busy isn't a badge, it's a trap. You're drowning in to-dos, thinking, look at me go, but half that hustle's just noise, not gold. Here's the play. Filter your life with an avoid list. Pick your top 3 priorities, the real stuff, the marrow, and call everything else trash. Life's too short to juggle junk, so grab a pen, draw the line, and watch the clutter burn. Step 1, name your 3. Family, a project that lights you up, your sanity, whatever. And step 2, list what you'll dodge like a dodgeball champ. Inbox 0? Nope. X debates with strangers? Hard pass. Binging productivity hacks that waste more time than they save? Into the shredder. Take Emily, 32, a graphic designer who used to sprint through 20 daily tasks, client emails, coffee runs, tweaking fonts till 2 a.m., all while her sketchbook gathered dust. She'd flex her multitasking like it's Olympic gold, but she was fried, her real art sidelined. One day, she tries it. Top 3, finish her portfolio, call her sister, sleep 8 hours. Avoid list, endless revisions, X scrolling, saying yes to every quick favor. Week 1, she's sketching again, laughing on the phone, not a zombie, busy badge traded for breathing room. Or meet Ryan, 45, a sales rep who lived for the grind. Meetings, follow-ups, kissing up to bosses who didn't care. His kid's soccer game? Next time. His guitar? Rusting. He runs the test. Top 3, family, health, a pitch that could shift his career. Avoid? Pointless Zoom calls, sucking up, late-night admin no one reads. He's at the sidelines cheering now, strumming chords, and that pitch lands. A leaner life beats a bloated one. Science digs this. Pareto's 80-20 rule says 20% of your moves make 80% of the impact, the rest's fluff. The Stoics back it. Seneca snapped, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Busy's a trophy for suckers. Focus is the crown. So tonight, draft it. 3 keepers, 10 dodgers. Ditch the busy brag. Life's short, and you're not here to meddle in mayhem. Number 5, fuel your relationships. Here's a lens to flip your world. Relationships are your fuel. Treat them like a bank account where every move's a deposit or withdrawal. A quick, "You're awesome" text? That's a deposit. Cha-ching. Bailing on dinner plans? Withdrawal. Balance dips. Life's short, and the richest accounts aren't cash. They're the people you've got left when the lights dim. Steve Jobs, the iPhone wizard, learned this the hard way, dying at 56, drowning in billions but parched for time with his kids. His biographer, Walter Isaacson, spilled it. Jobs regretted chasing the next big thing over bedtime stories with his daughter Lisa or quiet nights with Lorene. "I wish I'd been there more," he croaked. Too late, genius. Small deposits matter more than grand gestures. Daily crumbs of care trump a once-a-year diamond. Take Hannah, 29, a nurse who'd text her brother think of you between shifts. Tiny, costs nothing. Years later, he's her rock when her world cracks. Those pings stacked a fortune. Or Brian, 50, a mechanic who'd skip beers with his old high school buddy Mark. Always next time. Mark's cancer call comes. Brian's account's overdrawn. No late deposit fixes that. Science says shared struggle bonds tighter than shared selfies. Psych studies show weathering hell together, a flat tire, a fight, welds you deeper than a sunny picnic. Jobs missed that memo. His empire soared while his family ties frayed in the wind. And don't sleep on weak ties, those loose threads, the barista you nod to, the ex-mutual you barely know. Susan, 34, chats up a coworker she'd ignored. 6 months later, that weak link lands her a dream gig. Jobs didn't bank on those either. Too busy dazzling crowds to notice the quiet hands reaching out. The Stoics get it. Epictetus said, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." Don't cry over lost tech launches. Cry over lost talks. Life's a blink, and relationships aren't Netflix. You can't binge them later. Deposit daily. A call, a laugh, a "you good?" Don't be Jobs on his deathbed, staring at a full vault but an empty table. Fuel the ties that hold you, because when time's up, they're all that's left. Number 6. Drop negative emotions in 90 seconds. Brace for a brain twist. Negative emotions, anger, grudge, that boiling "I'll show them" vibe, last 90 seconds, tops. Science says it. Neuropsych guru Jill Bolte Taylor clocked it. Your amygdala fires, adrenaline spikes, and poof, 1.5 minutes later, it's done. After that, you're the DJ spinning the track. Keep replaying the hate or swap it for a new beat. Life's too short to lug around a backpack of bile when you can ditch it faster than a bad date. You're not a hostage to your feelings. You're the bouncer at the door. Let 'em in or kick 'em out. Take Jenna, 31, a barista who got chewed out by a jerk over a latte. Too slow, you're useless. Her blood simmering, fists clenching, 90 seconds tick by and she's got a choice. She could stew all shift, plotting revenge in her head, maybe spit in his next cup. She won't, but it's tempting. Or breathe, shrug, and pour the next one. She picks the shrug. He's gone, she's free. Shift saved. Or meet Greg, 47, a dad who's seething after his ex bails on their kid's recital. 3rd time this year. Rage hits, 90 seconds of "she's the worst" pulsing through him. Timer's up. He could nurse that venom till Christmas, sniping her on X for likes, or let it fade and cheer his kid instead. He chooses the cheer. The kid beams. He's lighter, hates a lousy co-star. Science backs this hard. Harvard studies say emotions are chemical blips. You prolong them by choice, not fate. The Stoics nail it too. Seneca quipped, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That jerk, that ex, they don't own you after 90 seconds, you do. So next time your fuse lights, boss snaps, friend flakes, count it. 1 Mississippi, 90 Mississippis. Feel it, sure, but don't feed it. Life's a sprint, not a grudge marathon. Why drag a ghost when you can dance past it? Drop the weight, warrior. 1.5 minutes is your exit ramp. Take it. Number 7. Buy time, not stuff. Here's a wallet-sized wake-up. Buy time, not stuff. Because life's too short to drown in trinkets when you could be sipping freedom instead. Money's smartest trick isn't piling up leather sofas or flexing a watch that screams, "I'm late anyway." It's snagging hours back from the grind. Hire a cleaner instead of scrubbing grout till your knuckles bleed. Outsource your taxes instead of wrestling TurboTax till 3 a.m. That's the game. Trade cash for clock, not clutter for clout. But it's bigger than chores. Invest smart, chase financial freedom, plan retirement now, not when your knees creak and panics your co-pilot. Water's at your feet? Too late to jump. Build the boat early. Take Lisa, 36, a single mom in Chicago juggling 2 jobs, retail and Uber, while her apartment's a tornado of laundry and takeout boxes. She drops $800 on a fancy coffee table to upgrade her vibe, but she's still wiping counters at midnight, exhausted, no time for her kids' bedtime stories. Then she flips it, $50 a week for a cleaner, coffee table dreams shelved. Suddenly, she's reading Goodnight Moon, not cursing spilled Cheerios, time bought, sanity restored. Or meet Dave, 52, a mechanic in Ohio who'd rather die than plan. He sinks $5,000 into a gleaming BBQ grill, retirement's for suckers. But at 62, he's wrenching transmissions back screaming, no nest egg, just a fancy grill rusting in the yard. Contrast his buddy Mark, who at 45 started small, $200 a month into a low-cost index fund, skipped the X-hype of crypto scams. By 60, Mark sipping coffee on his porch, not sweating oil changes, on $150K compound interest says he's free while Dave's still chained. Americans know this dance. Pew Research says 60% of us have zero retirement savings past 50, drowning in stuffed debt while time slips. The Stoics saw it. Seneca wrote, "Wealth is not having great possessions but few wants. Smart money buys you out, not in. Self-cleaning ovens don't hug your kids, but a free Saturday might." Financial freedom's no myth. Automate savings. Skip the $7 lattes, plan 20 years ahead. $20 today could be $200 when you're gray. Life's short, don't waste it polishing junk when you could be living it. Dave's grill won't pension him, but Lisa's cleaner gave her nights back. Invest in hours, not headlines. Number 8, career and purpose. Let's get real. Your career isn't a neat little ladder you climb till you're sipping martinis at the top. It's a messy jungle gym, and life's too short to stay glued to one creaky rung. The good stuff, the real wins, aren't in your safe little corner. They're just outside, where you stretch a bit and grab something new without needing a midlife crisis to justify it. A trap we middle-agers fall into? We went hard for the paycheck too young, 20s and 30s chasing dollars instead of picking up tricks and taking chances. Now, pushing 50, you've got wrinkles and a chance. Don't freeze, shift sideways, mix what you've got into something only you can do. And when you're dodging the heavy lifting, use that not today vibe to poke at something fresh instead of flipping channels till bedtime. Take Linda, 47, a grocery store cashier who'd been ringing up canned goods since Clinton was president. Same beep beep, same paper or plastic, same meatloaf Mondays. She's comfy, sure, but feels like she's sleepwalking through a shift that never ends, dreams of doing more squashed by "I'm too old." Then her hours get slashed. Panic time, right? Nope. She pivots. Signs up for a night class on basic accounting, close enough to her cash register life, but a new twist. 2 years in, she's balancing books for her cousin's auto shop, then a bakery down the street. More cash, sure, but also a spark she'd forgotten, all without climbing some corporate tower. Or there's Tom, 54, a delivery guy who's hauled packages for decades, dodging route changes or anything big with a maybe tomorrow grunt. He's bored, counting days till Social Security, but hates feeling useless. So he flips it. Starts tinkering with a scheduling app his company rolled out, something he'd ignored. He's no tech whiz, but he gets it. Soon he's the guy training newbies, tweaking routes, even lands a small raise without kissing boots. Studies shout this. Harvard Business Review says midlife career tweaks beat stagnation. 40% of switchers find better gigs by 50. The Stoics had it pegged. Epictetus said, "Tell yourself who you want to be, then get moving." Cash at 25 is a shackle if it costs you growth. Linda's books and Tom's app didn't skyrocket them. They shuffled them alive. Life's short. Your 50s aren't for rotting in a cubicle. They're for swinging to a bar that fits. Step out, tinker, warrior. Your job's not a dead end. It's a detour with a view. Number 9. Invest in your health. Listen up, because this one's a slow burn that'll save you. Invest in your health? Or watch your days shrink while you're sprawled on the couch, too wiped to live them. Life's short not just in years, but in hours. If you're a slug by noon, panting after a flight of stairs, you're not squeezing the juice out of it. You don't lack time, you lack steam. Fatigue turns a 24-hour, Day into a 10-hour slog, the rest wasted groaning, "I'm beat." Health isn't a luxury, it's rocket fuel. Pump it up, and you'll stretch your waking life further than a Netflix marathon ever could. Take Kelly, 39, an office manager who'd shuffle from desk to car to bed. By 6 p.m., she's a zombie, too drained for her kids' soccer practice or a walk with her dog. She'd chug Red Bull, crash harder, and wonder why her days felt like half days. Turns out, her engine's tank was empty. No exercise, junk food, sleep a rumor. She flips it. 20-minute walks, swaps chips for carrots, aims for 7 hours shut-eye. 6 weeks later, she's cheering sidelines, hiking trails. Her clock didn't grow, her stamina did. Or look at Mike, 53, a truck driver who'd haul himself home, collapse on the lazy-boy and veg till midnight, too bushed for his wife's let's dance nudge, or fixing that leaky sink he swore he'd tackle. Docs wave red flags, high BP, prediabetes, but he shrugs. "I'm fine." One day, he tries it. 15 push-ups, cuts the drive-through, naps instead of late-night TV. Month in, he's twirling her in the kitchen, wrench in hand. Days aren't longer, they're alive. Science screams this. Harvard stats say poor health chops your active life expectancy by years. Every burger you skip, every squat you nail buys you hours to taste the good stuff. The Stoics knew it. Seneca said, "Life is long if you know how to use it." Tired's a thief, health's the key. You're not too old at 40, you're too rusty. Start small, stretch, hydrate, ditch the third beer, because lying flat isn't living, it's waiting. Life's short, don't let a weak battery cut it shorter, warrior. Charge up and own the day. Number 10. Learn and master emotional smarts. Lift your gaze because this one's a quiet game changer. Learn and master emotional smarts. Your ticket to a life that's not just survived, but truly lived. Life's short, and if you're stumbling through it like a panada whacked by every passing mood, anger, fear, that nagging "why me?" you're not driving, you're drifting. Emotional intelligence isn't some buzzword for HR nerds. It's your compass to navigate the mess, to turn chaos into clarity, to rise above the noise with a steady heartbeat. Science hands you the reins. Emotions hit hard but fade fast, 90 seconds if you let them. Master that, and you're not a puppet, you're the puppeteer. It's not about stuffing feelings down, it's about learning their dance, choosing your steps, and owning the rhythm. Picture Emily, 43, a school teacher who used to snap like a dry twig. Kid forgets homework, she's fuming. Parent complains, she's crushed. She'd carry that storm home, replaying it till midnight, a one-woman thundercloud raining on her own parade. Then she learns the trick. Feel it, name it, let it pass. 90 seconds of "I'm pissed," a deep breath, and pivot. Now she's the calm in the classroom storm. Kids still mess up, but she's guiding, not growling. Her nights reclaimed for a book or a laugh with her husband. Or take James, 51, a hardware store manager who'd stew over every slight, employees late, customers rude. He's a volcano of, they don't get it. It ate his days, left him slumped, joy drained. He starts small, reads a page on emotional triggers, catches himself mid-rant. Okay, 90 seconds, then I'm done. Soon he's the guy who shrugs off gripes, cracks a joke with his crew, even listens when they vent. Store's humming, he's humming, life's lighter. Harvard's got the data. EQ beats IQ for career leaps and peace. Emotionally smart folks climb higher, sleep better. The Stoics whisper it too. Seneca said, "You have power over your mind, use it." Learn this, and you're not just reacting, you're crafting. Life tosses curveballs, boss, sparks, friend flakes. But you're not the ball. You're the batter, swinging with grace. Start today. Spot your spark, count to 90, shift the story. You're not here to slog through moods. Master them, and watch your short life shine. Number 11. Create within limits. Step into this spark. Creativity thrives when you box it in, and life's too short to let it sit idle while you wait for a blank check or a perfect canvas. Shakespeare didn't scribble sonnets in 14 lines because he was bored. He turned a tight cage into a masterpiece factory. Fewer choices didn't shrink him, they sharpened him. Limits aren't chains, they're chisels, carving brilliance from the rough. You don't need endless time or cash to live richer. Trim the fat and watch your days glow with what you make of them. Science backs it. Psych studies say constraints juice up your brain's problem-solving, forcing you to dance with what you've got. Take Sarah, 45, a stay-at-home mom who'd stare at her kitchen, dreaming of a cooking channel but groaning, no fancy gear, no time. One day she's stuck. 3 ingredients left, kids whining, clock ticking. She grabs potatoes, eggs, a sad onion, sets a 30-minute timer. Boom, a skillet hash they devour, and she films it on her cracked phone. That limit, low supplies, short fuse, births a YouTube hit. Mom's scrap meals, rough, real, racking views. She didn't wait for a studio, she cooked within the cracks. Or meet Greg, 52, a car salesman burnt out on quotas, weekends wasted wishing he could paint like he did at 20, but no space, no budget. Then his garage floods, ruined junk, 1 easel survives, 2 colors left, blue, black. He's pissed, but paints anyway. Gritty cityscapes in a corner, 10-minute bursts between calls. A buddy spots it, buys one. Now Greg's got a side hustle, not a sob story. Limits didn't stop him, they lit him up. The Stoics saw this. Seneca said, "It's not the abundance, but the use of what we have." Life's short. Why pine for more when less can sing? Constraints aren't the enemy, they're the muse. Shakespeare's 14 lines, Sarah's onion, Greg's 2 paints. You've got your own box, small apartment, tight schedule, beat-up tools. Use it. Cook with scraps, doodle on napkins, sing in the shower. Creativity isn't a luxury, it's oxygen. Don't wait for wide-open fields. Plant in the cracks, warrior, and watch your short life bloom wild and full. Number 12. Check your energy tank. Pause and feel this. Your energy's the pulse of your life, and it's too short to let it bleed out on things that suck you dry. Here's the move. Check your tank every week. Ask yourself, what fills you up, what drains you flat? Then swing the axe, cut the leeches, no apologies, no regrets. Time's not your only currency. Energy is, hoard it like gold, spend it where it glows, because a half-charged you isn't living, it's limping. Picture a Sunday night audit, scribble 2 lists, stuff that pumps you up, a walk with the dog, a coffee chat, versus the vampires, endless emails, that friend who whines till you're numb. Then torch the second list, ruthless, clean, done. Take Laura, 46, a real estate agent who dragged through her weeks. Open houses zap her, but gossip lunches with her crew leave her buzzing. She'd grit her teeth through client calls that drag on, nodding like a bobblehead while her soul leaks out. Meanwhile, a quick jog or a playlist fix lifts her like rocket fuel. She starts checking, energy up. Runs, music, laughs with pals, energy down. Over-talky clients, late-night paperwork. She slashes, delegates calls to a junior, caps desk time at 6 p.m. Suddenly she's alive, not a husk, closing deals with a grin instead of a groan. Or meet Dan, 55, a landscaper who'd slog home beat, mowing lawns pumps him, but his sister's daily, woe is, me rants turn him into a zombie. He loves his book club, swapping stories over beer, but dreads the HOA meetings where neighbors bicker till he's brain dead. He audits, energy up. Yards, books, brews, energy down, sister's gloom, petty squabbles. He cuts, limits her to 1 call a week, skips the HOA circus, now he's pruning roses and debating plots, not pruning his own will to live. Science backs this. Psychology says energy management beats time management. A 2018 study found people who ditch drainers report 30% more life satisfaction. The Stoics knew it. Marcus Aurelius said, focus on what you can control, let go what you can't. You can't stop the whiners, but you can stop answering. Energy's your lever, pull it. Life's short, why slog when you can soar? Check your tank, warrior, slash what saps you, guard what fuels you, and watch your days light up. Number 13, sleep well, live full. Use money wisely. Open your heart to this. Sleep well, live each day with gusto, and let purpose guide you, because life's too short to miss the beat. Chasing money, it's not wrong. Go get that bag. But don't kid yourself. Cash isn't the prize, it's the tool. It buys you time, care, the freedom to breathe deep and laugh loud, not just a bigger garage to park your regrets. A good night's sleep isn't a timeout. It's your springboard to mornings that sing, days where you're not just clocking in, but living out. Money's fine, but it's the servant, not the master. Use it to carve out hours for what warms you, not to stack cold stacks that mock you from a vault. Science proves it. UCLA sleep research says 7 to 8 hours powers your brain, steadies your hand, turns a slog into a stride. Skip it, and you're a ghost dragging through a half-life. Take Julie, 45, an accountant who'd grind till dawn for that extra client fee, Red Bull at midnight, spreadsheets at sunrise, piling cash for a dream retirement she'd be too fried to enjoy. Her kids got nods, not bedtime chats. Her husband got leftovers, not love. She rethinks it, sleeps 7 hours, caps work at 6, uses the money for a sitter once a week. Now she's at soccer games cooking with him. Cash didn't vanish, it shifted. Time and care over burnout and bucks. Or C-Mark, 52, a plumber who'd hustle overtime for a fatter check. New truck, big TV, less sleep, less life. He'd collapse, too beat for his grandkids' giggles or a fishing trip he'd promised himself. He adjusts, beds by 10, banks OT cash for a part-time helper instead of gear. Sleep lifts him. Money buys him Fridays on the lake, rod in hand. Purpose isn't a mansion, it's moments. The Stoics got it. Seneca said, "Life's long if you use it right." Cash is a means, not the end. Sleep fuels the day. Purpose picks the path. Harvard's Grant study says happiness ties to love, not loot. Money's a bridge to joy, not the island. Life's short, don't trade rest for riches when you can trade riches for rest. Sleep deep, live true, let money pave your happiness, not bury it. Number 14, design your life. Here's your canvas. Life's short, so treat it like a portfolio you craft, not a script you follow. Stitch together experiences, relationships, skills, and make it yours, not some cookie-cutter checklist. Forget chasing the perfect plan. That's a unicorn hunt. Small experiments beat big blueprints every time. Tiny tweaks can snowball into wins, and success, you define it. Nobody else gets a vote. Check in monthly. Tweak, trim, celebrate, because regrets grow when you're sleepwalking, not steering. Think of it like curating your own gallery. Pick what hangs, ditch what flops, adjust the lighting till it shines. Take Karen, 44, a dental hygienist who'd coasted. Same job, same PTA meetings, same meatloaf recipe, feeling like life's a rerun she didn't sign up for. She starts small, swaps one night of TV for a pottery class, lumpy mugs, big grins, calls an old friend instead of nodding at texts, learns to grill fish instead of frying it. Monthly check-in, pottery's a keeper, friend's a lifeline, fish is a win, job's still blah, so she eyes a part-time gig at a community center. No grand overhaul, just nudges and her days feel less like Groundhog Day, more like hers. Or meet Ray, 58, a retired postal worker who'd vegetate, golf reruns, stale coffee, I'll do something cool eventually. He tests, joins a book club, grumpy at first, then hooked, walks a new park trail weekly, picks up basic Spanish from an app. Success to him isn't a yacht, it's laughing with nerds over sci-fi, stomping dirt, ordering tacos without pointing. Monthly tally, club stays, trails gold, Spanish grows, TV shrinks. Science cheers this. Behavior studies say small habit shifts, 5% tweaks, compound into 60% life lifts over years. No PhD required. The Stoics nod. Marcus Aurelius said, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." Design's no luxury. It's your right. Tweak the mix, not the map. Life's short. Why settle for someone else's frame when you can paint your own? Start small, check often. Your portfolio's a masterpiece in progress, not a museum relic. Conclusion. Make your short life sing. Here's where we land. Life's a fleeting whisper, not a roaring symphony with endless encores, and you've just walked through 14 ways to make every note count. It's not about cramming more hours into your day, that's a treadmill to nowhere, but about tuning the ones you've got into something that hums with purpose, joy, and a little defiance against the clock. You've seen it. Count your days to wake up, break the loop to stretch them, ditch the busy badge for what matters. Relationships that fuel, careers that bend, health that lifts, emotions you master. Money's a tool, not a god. Creativity blooms in tight corners. Energy's your gold. Guard it, wield it, live it. This isn't a race for more time. It's a dance to make your time more, to swap the blur of Sunday for the sharp edge of today. Imagine your 90-year-old self, not hunched over regrets, but grinning at a life stitched with messy, beautiful tries. The call you made, the nap you took, the no you dared, the laugh you chased. Science says small shifts compound. Stoics say you shape your soul. So why let your short run flicker out in a haze of meh? Pick one thread from this tapestry, sleep deeper, hug tighter, tweak your grind, and weave it in now, because the curtain drops whether you're ready or not. Hit that like if your pulse is racing to start, share this with someone sleepwalking through their own 30,000 days, and subscribe to Victory Stoic. Because wisdom isn't waiting, it's acting. Comment "I'm awake" or drop one way you'll spend your next sunrise wiser. Thanks for riding this with us. Life's short, warrior, so make it sing loud and true till the last note fades.